How to remove wallpaper. Welcome to Videojug. How are you doing? Well, if you're watching this video, one would assume you're about to undertake one of the least favorite renovation chores known to mankind. So, our guess is to say that you're still on the fence about the whole thing. But have no fear. There are ways to make the process less painful, if not painless. Here are various ways to remove wallpaper. See which one works best for you. Depending on how much resistance your wallpaper intends to give you, you will need the following: a utility knife or razor blade, a small putty knife with a beveled edge or a special tool called a paper stripper, 1 bottle of wallpaper remover. If you're really having a tough time, a steamer, which you can rent or purchase at most hardware stores. And finally, patience. This is a tough job, but once you start, you've got to stick with it. Pun intended. Step 1. Strip. If you're lucky enough to be removing strippable wallpaper, simply use your utility knife or a fingernail to lift up one corner and pull the paper down the wall, keeping as close to the wall as possible to minimize the possibility of tearing. If it appears you are not working with the strippable variety, you're probably dealing with a paper that you will have to soak, steam, cut, kick, and maybe swear at to get off the wall. Let's see what else we can try. Step 2. Soak it. If you're finding the wallpaper removal a little tough, you might try a soaking process that will help dissolve the glue's grasp with the wall surface. With this technique, you make horizontal slits in the surface of the wallpaper with a utility knife or a razor blade. Next, apply a liquid paper remover or warm, soapy water. To scrape, use a 3.5-inch wide wall scraper or putty knife with a flexible blade to begin stripping. Slide the blade under the top edge of one of the horizontal slits and, holding it at about a 30-degree angle, push up on the wet paper. A scraper width section should rip along the sides of the blade and wrinkle up above it as you push. Keep pushing as long as the paper comes off. If the strip of scraped paper breaks, apply more liquid to re-soak that area and start scraping at another slit. Top tip: here's a recipe for a homemade wallpaper remover. In a bucket, mix 3 gallons of very hot water, a 1/4 cup liquid fabric softener, 2 tablespoons baking soda. Apply the mix with a sponge. That's it! Step 3. Give me steam. Many tool rental locations, wallpaper outlets, and hardware stores rent electric steamers to do-it-yourselfers. These appliances typically consist of an electrically heated water tank connected by a long hose to a steamer plate. For the hardest of removal jobs, this might be the best option. Add water to the steamer once you have it home. Follow the directions to turn it on, and once the plate is steaming, hold the plate against the wall until you see the wall covering darken with moisture around the edges of the plate. This should loosen the adhesive. Start on a single strip and work from the top down. After about half of the strip has been steamed, lift a top corner with a fingernail or a utility knife and attempt to peel the paper downward. If that doesn't work, resort to a wall scraper. You may have to steam the same areas 2 or 3 times to loosen older adhesive behind the paper. Done! Hopefully, this gives you the necessary instructions to successfully remove your wallpaper. If not, you may have to resort to calling in the professionals. There's no harm in that. You've given it your best shot. Now you'll have time to move on to more important things like picking out the new paint colors or curtains or whatever.